It looks like it's finally working. Let me go ahead, play this intro. Don't know why it's happening. It's finally working. There you go. There goes the thing. Okay, hey y'all, hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. Now today we're gonna be talking about the Central Park Five. It's to continue with their lawsuit against Donald Trump. We're gonna be talking about the Supreme Court ruled that Trump administration have to facilitate Mr. Garcia return to Maryland, and we're also going to be talking about, and it recently came out that the U.S. have had talks with private talks. They didn't say who in the U.S., but it's been reported that the U.S. have had private talks with China, and so we're going to discuss all that. Now, if you're new to the channel, let me tell you, this is the channel where I just commentate, talk about what's trending going on. It's not going to always be political news. Sometimes it's gossip, sometimes tragic TV. It's a place where we could just and vibe up off each other. I tell y'all my thoughts. I'm open for y'all to tell me y'all's about how y'all feel about the situation and what's going on. There's nothing formal. Hey, there's nothing formal. This is not going to be formal. It's going to be misuse of language. It's going to be some cussing. It's going to be some mispronunciations of words. Okay, but y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. Now, how was y'all Friday? How's y'all doing today? It is finally Friday. It felt like it took all week long. Okay. Now, as I said, for the TikTok people, this is my first time going live on TikTok. I'm not able to see your comments on my desktop, and I'm not able to bring you over on my desktop, but you can go on the YouTube, and it's Tootie Talk Sense on YouTube. You can follow me there. You can get there, and I can watch your comments on there. On TikTok, I won't be able to see your comments till afterwards because it's on my phone, and I can't see it. I try to go up and switch and see what y'all talking about on TikTok to include y'all in the conversation as well. But you won't be able to see what if I show a video or something on my desktop, y'all won't be able to see it. So, join, subscribe on my YouTube. Now, y'all know Trump been out here trumping in these streets, okay? Tricky dicky Trump. So I had to stop watching news today because I was like, I ain't gonna never get past whatever I need to talk about, because every time I see something, I end up adding to the list. So first, let's talk about this Mr. Garcia. Y'all know Trump made that rule where he was using the Alien Enemies Act that haven't been used, and typically is used unless it's wartime. But he say he gonna do what he want when he want to do it. So he went and made the rule that he classified this gang, and they could just, deport people without even taking them to a judge. That was contested. The judge ruled that, they reported it as a win for Trump, but what the Supreme Court actually ruled is that he can use the Alien Act, Enemies Act, but people have to go judge. You can't just deport people. So did he win? I don't know. Tell me. It's being reported from Fox that it's a win. So, because the whole point of using this Alien Enemies Act is to speed up the process of immigration. They don't want you to be able to go in front of the judge. They just want to, pick. Hey, look like his gang. You see that little mark? You see the way he said hi? Only gang members way like that. Take them, ship them. So anyway, they had end up shipping a guy, Mr. Garcia, to El Salvador, to this prison, and then come to find out, he wasn't even supposed to be shipped there. He was a immigrant, but he wasn't a legal immigrant. He was here under protected status. He had a court order. He went to court and everything, the way that they say you're supposed to do it. He went to court and everything, and they still deported him. But Trump, the Trump administration is over there like, well, my bad, but he there now, so so the judge is no, you need to find a way to bring them back. That's what the lower courts had already ruled. But Trump and them, they want to do what they want to do when they want to do. So they took it on up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court agreed with the lower court that says, yeah, he had documents. He went to the judge. He was a protective. He had protective status. Y'all need to bring him on over here. Now, what Trump them what they doing is the Trump administration of the lawyers that's representing the administration and the government, whatever you want to call it. So the language that the Supreme Court used was facilitate. And so they're saying like, okay, technically with the language they use, they could be like, we asked them to let him go, but he hadn't. So we did our part. And that's where the stand at right now. They like, we tried. So then the judge just ruled that every day now they have to come to court to show proof of what they, tried to do in order to get the man back to the US. So it's a whole show. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there, y'all. What did I say we was gonna talk about? Oh, the Central Park Five. Let's talk about that. So the Central Park Five, y'all all know the story. It was Netflix did a special on it and everything. What they call the hate they give. What was the Netflix special? Because I believe they stopped calling them Central Five. The Exonerated Five is another name that they had started going by. But when all these happened to these young boys that they was falsely accused, one of them was, made to give a false story about what happened. They all go to jail about our wording this white lady in a park, and they said that they didn't do it. They fought all this time. They end up being in jail and meeting the guy who actually did it. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all put down in the comments. And I know that the young lady who this happened to was a victim and it was traumatic. But even after DNA came and cleared everybody, I think she still was like, oh, well, still almost didn't believe that those young boys was innocent. So it ended up being one guy who did it. This time, Donald Trump took out an ad in the New York Times called for the hanging of these young black men, right? And still to this day, as far as I know, y'all can correct me, he still haven't apologized, as far as I know about it. Now, so MAGA out there the Trump beats Trump, and they're gonna stand for Trump. So even in recent years, I want to say as recent as 2021, he had said that let me see. He claimed that someone was unalive, wasn't true. The girl she was our word and severely beaten, but she was not unalive. So he claimed that, and I had to talk. I had to say that stuff. You can't say the actual word over in YouTube. They flagged the video. So unalive, y'all get what I mean. And he put out a statement that they pled guilty, and the judge, and they had a lawsuit against them. And so now the judge have ruled that statements, of course, was false, and they was proven to be false. And he could have easily looked up the information, and they actually believe he knew information was false when he said it. So that's a victory. I say he losing in these courts now is a victory for the Central Park Five, because they said that they can go ahead and continue to sue. So all that them Trump coins, get them Trump coins ready. Get that what he got the profit for that Trump Bible. All of the Trump towers, change it to Central Park Five towers. Get all that money. Run them innocent young men's they coins. Now, what else? Let's talk about it. So I was recently watching. I want to say it was MSN maybe, and it was being reported that I know we're in this tariff war that Trump then came out and oh well, this reciprocal tariff and that formula that nobody knew what it was. They just like picked letters and like put a triangle right there and then put a plus sign, carrier to reciprocal tariffs. All the economists was like, what? So he did that. And he's like, oh, well, if y'all coming, like if the other you countries, you come and bend the knee, then I'll take it easy on you. China was like, I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. Don't start no shit. Won't be no shit. China about that life. Okay? China about that life. So he went and he said, well, I'm going to come down on these tariffs because America, the presidents have made horrible deals and we've been getting fucked over. And I don't know what president, this is the funny part. I don't know what president set up these deals. Y'all know it's him, right? I hollered. I hollered, went to the timeline and showed that it was him. The tariff deals that the United States is under right now was the deals that Donald Trump set up the first time he was president. And if you watch, I want to say it was either the debate with VP Harris or on his campaign. I know he used to always say it. Oh, they say my tariff was so horrible that I set up in the last presidency. Why do they still have it going now? Why didn't they get rid of it? The Democrats claim they didn't get rid of it because they couldn't get rid of it. Once tariffs are set up, it's very hard taken off. So they are still under that tariff deal from when Donald Trump was the first president, when he was president the first time. So while he's talking about these horrible deals and the president who set it up was stupid and all this, and they let countries get over on us, he one who did it. You did. I don't know. Yeah, that's the name of it. Thank you. Thank you, Quack Girl. That's the name of the Netflix special when they see us. So yeah, he's the one who did it. And then he over there acting like it ain't his fault that these deals are like that and he's such a businessman. And oh, give me a minute. This didn't stop. One of these didn't stop. Okay. So he's acting like that he's this businessman and he know how to make businesses and he know how to make moves and it ain't his fault. But now he's trying to correct what all the previous presidents been done. I was setting up these tariffs because the previous deal that the other presidents made was horrible. And he was the other president who made it. So I'm like, Donald Trump, if it ain't, whose fault is it? If it ain't your fault, you got to tell me.
Whose fault is it? No.
No, Shannon, ask him again, Shannon.
Whose fault is it? No.
Yeah, so anyway, so from the first time that Donald Trump was president, they said he put these tariffs out on China then. So then China had started, like what they say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Well, Bush say ain't gonna be no second time because where I'm from, I need Jesus. So when he did the tariffs the first time, China had started with other companies. Primarily, they was U.S. and China. We get all our stuff. The Donald Trump hats are made in China. I'm pretty sure the Donald Trump Bibles are made in China. Just about everything, probably everything I got on made in China. Look, just about everything from the U.S. is made in China because it's cheaper. So they started with South Asia. They started trading with different countries besides us, different parts of Europe and everything like that. So that if this ever happened again, won't get hit so hard, right? And they'll have other options. So now when Donald Trump is out there saying that this private conversation that occurred, they're not saying who it occurred between, but it was between someone in the Trump administration and someone in China administration. So the Trump administration, the person out there was telling China that, hey, he's about to hit y'all with these tariffs. But what we need y'all to do, like they said on the news, don't reciprocate. Don't give more tariff because he's a madman. He got a big ego, such a huge ego. So they like, if you respond back, you know what he gonna do. So just let it slide. You know what I'm saying? Let Debo go on pass. Cause then he gonna try to snatch your chain. So they talking to China like, hey, don't come back. Now, as you see, where every time Donald Trump say something, he mad that they responded back. Like, how dare you hit me after I didn't hit you? I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. So he's mad. Donald Trump is mad that they responded back with tariffs. So tariffs on them 125. They put tariffs back on the 125. Now he done went up to 145. And as far as I know, China haven't responded yet. But that's what I was saying. So China they have since Trump was president the first time started business with other countries. And so it's like, oh, what else did he tell them? Besides that he told them not to retaliate. Right now, they're telling the China personnel to get their president Xi to call Donald Trump because Trump is saying, I know y'all seen that clip where he was like, "Oh, I got all these countries calling me and kissing my ass." I was like, is American bully, baby? Yeah, he got them other. I forgot. I forgot I got on that microphone, but I'm just chewing his ice. But he got the countries calling him, kissing his ass, and China like, I ain't calling shit. I don't know who you think you talking to. So China haven't called, even though he's making it seem like they have, like they're in negotiation. Doesn't seem like that. If this story that's getting reported is true, they ain't with negotiation for nothing because and that's why I got that picture with the arm up here on my YouTube and Facebook as the thumbnail because I mean that's what America wanted, right? Y'all wanted a strong man and didn't know that this have a pissing contest with China. But you wanted strong men. This is so he said so yeah, said 2 days ago. Yeah. So that's what happened with that, y'all. He's waiting on China to call him, and China like after you get somebody's number, you don't call right away. You got to wait at least 2 to 3 days. China over here trying to ghost the United States. Have y'all shopped at Temu? Have y'all been to Temu lately? Because I had put in an order, and I recently seen this article that I put in an order last month, and I don't know why they gave me a delivery date of May. But what they saying is that if you put in an order and if it haven't hit by the time them terrorists hit, then it made I think a guy said he bought something for $8 and that price is like 60 some dollars or whatever. I said they better not just charge my card. No, you need some approval. You don't just because I'm gonna say send it back, okay? And then so saying that China, don't nobody shop more than China with in China from China than us as far as Sheen and Temu and different things like that comes straight from China. The good thing about Temu and since that it became so popular, it did start having local warehouses here in the U.S. Now, of course, not everything that's on Temu is in the local warehouse, but some things you may luck up, and that's why stuff like I know the stuff that I order from Temu is now coming earlier. It's like a week or so instead of like what it's taking like weeks. Sometimes it's here 3 days. That's because they have local warehouses. If you order from a local warehouse, I'm assuming you'll be safe. But if not, then it's gonna take longer. Now, I have to tell y'all, I got this in here. I had to tell y'all this racism I experienced yesterday, baby. Mm. So I don't even want to get into the story. But what I will tell y'all, I experienced this racism yesterday. Rich neighborhood that I had to, right? I said I don't want to get into the story. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. So I had to go to this very rich neighborhood, $1 million houses and everything. Now it's for my daughter's schools. Parents at my daughter go to very most people who go to that school, they get money. They wealthy. We are not. Okay. Wait, let me see. Do I got my banner up in there? Mhm. We there you go. There you go right there. There you go. We not. So if you want to donate, there you go. So we go there on scholarship, okay? But the neighborhood is surrounded by $1 million homes. Most of the kids is parents are well off. So they're doing teacher appreciation, and you sign up and everything. You sign up for, they give a list of these are what the teachers like, sign up. And they actually have because there's a lot of what you call them, trad wives, traditional wives, the stay at home moms, and they just go to the school and sit in the classroom with the kids all day. They don't get paid or nothing, y'all. I say ain't no way. Shit, we did slavery. We didn't work for free already. No, thank you. But that's what they do, They sit there and they sit in their kid classroom, and I'd be mad as fuck. My mama sat in class all damn day. Go get a job. Do something with yourself, mama. Go cook. Have dinner. Okay, I'm getting off subject. So these ladies sat in classrooms all day. So they talk to the teachers and they got a list of what the teachers like. And so, I picked what I wanted to bring. I signed up and I supposed to drop it off at one of the house. Man, this wealthy neighborhood. So I go and I'm sitting there, right? Because I'm looking at these houses and you can tell it's money on top of money over here. And I'm like, oh Lord, I'm going like, is a black lady who's coming up to these doors, even though you should know me. Our kids are in the same class. My daughter played basketball, soccer. I'm there for they do this like event where they run around the school and collect blah blah blah. I'm there for every year for that. So I'm like, everybody who know already know her mom. And it ain't that baby. It ain't that many like this there. Okay. You can probably his mom. There's only one more that it could possibly be. So I would assume you would look and be like, huh, a woman. But anyway, so I drive up. I look at the neighborhood that I'm in. I can't, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm already thinking about the little boy who rang the wrong doorbell and the guy, the old man shot through the door. Now, I said, all right, I'm going to just put this shit on this porch and then I'm going to leave. So I end up walking up to the house because I actually had to walk like 2, 3 houses because they had these big ass bushes in front of like 3 houses right next door to each other. So you couldn't see the addresses. So then when you walk up to the house, then you'll see the address, but it was behind a bush. So I end up going to one house that wasn't it. I'm like, okay, it's odd number. So I'm like, okay, it ain't this one, it's the one next door. So I just down, finna put this shit down, but I could see the mom through the door. So and it was food. It was like Oreos, Doritos, them white teachers. Well, the Catholic schools, baby, they don't mind about drinking. Okay, it was some wine and some beer and some stuff like that. Now, so I don't want to leave it out there. Squirrels or whatever can get to the food. So I just ring the doorbell. I see her, wave. She comes to the door. She looking, and you can I see the look already. I'm like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So she comes to the door. She says, now how may I help you? She say, what do you want? I said, who the hold my hand low. Hold my hand. So, my ancestors I started having hymns come to me. And I said, I gathered myself. I said, hey, I'm just trying to drop off the stuff for the teacher appreciation stuff. And she's still just looking at me. And I said, I'm Arya's mom. She said, no, baby, I waved my hand. I walked on out. Now, could you say, I said, I would have gave her the excuses like, okay, well, maybe she didn't expect me to bring it so early because it is like a week or two before they're doing this event. Or I'm like, I need to know I was Arya mom. I said, but even then, it ain't like this. I could understand if you a woman in the house and there's a man at your door. But I said, for the life of me, what I can't get is the threat of how y'all terrified of us. Because there's not a history of black people shooting white people through the door. like for them on your door. It's not a history of that. It's a history of white people doing it to blacks. There's no history of that. So I said, there's no history of like y'all just out jogging and they're like, you shouldn't be over here, and like black people attacking y'all. There's not a history of that. There's not a history of y'all of us doing things to y'all and we just like getting off. Like, self defense. Like, there's not a history of that. So even like you come into the door, like I said, I probably could have understood if I was a man, because home alone, there's a man at the door, then yeah, I might talk to you through the door. But even after I said I'm there for the teacher fun appreciation, you still like had to act standoffish and not on the open door. And I didn't want you to open the door. I was just trying to point to the stuff to tell you is down there. But I was just like, there's nothing in me that I'm like, okay, that was some racism. It was because it was a black lady. It was because it was a lady who looked like me that was at that door. Because if one of these white moms had came to your door, even if you did not know who they was, I guarantee you would have said what you want. You would have said, "How may I help you?" You wouldn't have been rude like that. But I was like, and thinking about that interaction, I said, explaining racism to somebody who doesn't believe in racism is like a Christian explaining religion to an atheist. Because I have a atheist friends, and let me be honest here. The atheists I know are the nicest people you'll meet. They better than most Christians. I didn't bring across because I'm very good Christians, baby. But the atheists I know, good people. So, but if a religious person to an atheist and you're trying to explain God and the feeling, they always want proof. Like proof. How you know that was God? Well, the doctor said it was a miracle. How you know it was a miracle? Where's the proof? How you know it just wasn't the medicine that worked? You know what I'm saying? So when you try to explain racism to a privileged person who haven't lived the life you have, and that's just white people, because I know some black people too who will try to act like racism ain't racism. Racism don't exist. When when VP Harris said that was one time I was looking like, come on now, come on now, come on now, VP. But it won't like, well, how do you know that was racism? Like, she could have just been scared. She did that to anybody. She could have been, baby. It is what the hell it is. So I went and I talked to another mom there, and she was immediately another white lady. But she was like, "Oh yeah, she did that because of your," like that was so. I said, typically, when a white person is an ally, because baby, when some racist shit go on, they be more mad than a black person. They be ready to tear some shit up. My friend Robin, baby, that's why I said I haven't seen Robin in years since little Arya baby shout. But when I tell you that motherfucker didn't and you would look at her because she just as pale as powder, baby. She could have been an extra. She's so pale. We always made fun of how pale she was, and she could not tan for nothing. So you would just, not think that she's a ally the way that she's an ally, baby. But she didn't. Some racist stuff happened. She would call her before me, and she would use her privilege as a defense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's with the April 5th, that's a lot of reason why a lot of people, when the ancestors said sit your black ass down, that was part of the reason that people on April 5th, that the allies understood. It was like the black people did their part. Let's use our white privilege and go out here and march, because we know the Trump administration is waiting on blacks to come march so they can go beat them and lock them up and everything like that. They will not do that if it's there. So Robin was that type of white person that she'll be she all up in people's faces and shit, talking about what you won't do. We get it, Robin. But I talked to another parent there, and her daughter is biracial, but she's white, and she was furious. She was furious. I cannot believe it. I said, I can. It was what happened. It's what they do. But yeah. But I'm finna enjoy my Friday. My baby got her first AAU game tomorrow. I'm finna finish drinking my drink and then I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all, thank y'all for joining. Don't forget to like the video. The TikTok end up going out. I don't know what's going on with the internet connection. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and we will be. I'm soon. We're gonna be back now. We ain't even 2 weeks in with my nephew being born. Is it even 2 weeks? Let me see. March 28th. I don't know. But we may be back with some. We're just talking because they sending me ideas and stuff, so they need to come and talk with me. Okay. And I'm assuming Jedi Temple on Cybertron. Jedi Temple on Cybertron will have the page up and running soon. I don't know what Quay and TJ are doing. Well, they just happy, but they supposed to be having the page up and running too, so I could tag them up in there. Oh, 2 weeks, yeah, because it's Friday. So yeah, it's 2 weeks today. Okay, y'all tell her congratulations and welcome to motherhood. Y'all get some rest because it's tough. It's getting over here. Okay. They be out climbing on your stuff, walking through your grass and everything. Girl, ooh. Yeah, it's a blessing. Okay, let me get out of here because I'm finna enjoy my Friday. I got to be up early tomorrow, so I had to start drinking early now, so I have enough energy to get up early tomorrow. Bye. Have a good Friday. Peace out. Bye.